On Halloween night, 2001, a 21-year-old Penn State student returned home after a night out with friends. Her apartment door was later found locked. Her belongings were inside, and Cindy Sung was never seen again. No body, no confirmed sightings, no arrest. More than 2 decades later, her disappearance remains one of Pennsylvania's most haunting unsolved cases. Today, we will examine what is known, what was investigated, and what remains unanswered in the disappearance of Cindy Sung. Cindy Sung was born in South Korea and later moved to the United States. By 2001, she was living in State College, Pennsylvania, attending Pennsylvania State University. She was 21 years old and majoring in integrative arts, a field combining creativity, design, and technology. Friends describe Cindy as responsible, outgoing, academically focused, social but not reckless. Importantly, there was no indication she planned to disappear. She had recently ordered a new computer, purchased concert tickets, and maintained regular contact with family and friends. Investigators later stated there was no evidence of depression, suicidal ideation, or plans to leave her life behind. Cindy, dressed in a Playboy bunny costume, went out with 2 female friends to celebrate Halloween. The night unfolded in stages. First was the nightclub visit. The group attended a crowded Halloween event at a local nightclub in downtown State College. Second was the after-party apartment. When the club closed around 2 a.m., they went to another apartment to continue socializing. Third was the ride home. Around 4 a.m., Cindy's friend drove her back to her apartment at 227 East Nate Avenue, just blocks from campus. This moment, when Cindy exited the vehicle, is the last confirmed sighting of her. Later that morning, Cindy's roommate returned home. What she found was deeply unsettling. Inside the apartment, Cindy's cell phone, her backpack, her false eyelashes from the costume. The missing items was Cindy's purse, her wallet ID, her credit cards, her keys, the rest of her costume. The apartment door was locked. There were no signs of forced entry, no evidence of a struggle, no blood or disturbance. Phone records later showed no calls made or received after 4 a.m., no credit card activity, and no bank usage. To investigators, this suggested Cindy either returned home briefly and left again, or never returned to the apartment at all. Both possibilities raised serious concerns. Police were notified quickly. Search efforts included campuses nearby, wooded regions near Penn State, in nearby roads and paths. Tracking dogs were deployed but failed to establish a reliable scent trail. Investigators ruled out several possibilities early. Voluntary disappearance was inconsistent with her behavior and plans. Suicide was not an option as no note, no history, no evidence. Accidental death due to no physical trace found was also a possibility ruled out. Attention turned toward foul play. One leading theory is that Cindy left her apartment shortly after arriving. Friends stated Cindy sometimes walked to a nearby 24-hour convenience store late at night. If Cindy left on foot, she would have been alone, still wearing a recognizable costume and carrying her purse and keys. This made her vulnerable. Investigators believe she may have been abducted close to her apartment, possibly by someone in a vehicle familiar with the area. However, there was no witnesses that came forward. No surveillance footage was available, and no vehicle was ever identified. Months later, a witness claimed to have seen a woman resembling Cindy in Philadelphia's Chinatown. The witness reported a woman being restrained by a man. The woman appeared frightened, and the encounter seemed suspicious. A composite sketch was created, but the lead quickly unraveled. The witness's account changed over time. Authorities could not confirm the woman's identity. This sighting remains unverified and is not considered reliable evidence. In 2003, Cindy's case became linked to Hugo Zelinsky, a convicted criminal later associated with multiple homicides. An informant claimed Cindy had been abducted, held captive, and later killed. Police searched Zelinsky's property and discovered multiple bodies. However, none were Cindy. DNA testing excluded her, and Zelinsky was acquitted in relation to her disappearance. Authorities have never conclusively linked him to Cindy Song. As of today, Cindy Song has never been found. No remains, no confirmed sightings, no arrests or charges. Her case remains open. Investigators continue to classify her disappearance as suspicious, with foul play suspected. Cindy Song walked out of a car on Halloween night and vanished without a trace. No evidence, no answers, only questions that still haunt her family and friends and the Penn State community. If you have any information related to Cindy Song's disappearance, authorities urge you to contact Pennsylvania State Police. Justice for Cindy remains unfinished.